I'm going to show you today how to do some radial symmetry. So you're going to have your piece of paper here today, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to be folding it in half. So you're going to take one side and bring it over to the other side, line it up, hold it with one hand, and then you're going to crease it. Okay? After that, you're going to open it up, and we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it the other way to make 4 areas. So this radial symmetry is going to be one design, and then you repeat it in the other 3 areas. So you have one, and then we'll put it over there. So let's get started with the design part. All right, when you do your design, you're going to just do one design in one of these boxes, and then we'll be tracing in the other ones. So you'll start with the pencil, and you're going to come up with something in here that you create. So you're going to be working with lines, shapes, and then we'll get to colors later on. So the biggest thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you run your design off the edge. So this line right here and right here, we want to touch it with either a line. So I'm just going to start off, and I'm just going to do a zigzag line that goes from one side to the other. Okay, so that will give me an area to paint, and that's kind of filling up the area. After that, I could do a shape. So I could do a shape here in the middle. Maybe I just want to do a circle. Okay, so I'm just filling it in with shapes and lines. Now there are some people, if you'd like to, you can do your name in block letters in here, but you don't have to. It does look kind of cool because the design goes into your work. Or if you want to just do like one letter, that's fine as well. I'm going to do some more work here today because it looks like I have some area that's kind of blank over here. So I might come up with maybe some different types of lines, maybe a wavy line over here. And then over on this side, maybe what I'll do is I will put a line that comes across here. Okay, so it looks like I have lots of lines that make shapes eventually, but I think I'm going to put some on the inside as well. So I might do like a diamond here. Okay. And then I might even do some fun stuff with this here. Just kind of coming up with a fun, unique design. And it really doesn't matter what you do because they always turn out pretty good as you work with it. So I'm going to do a few more things as I get going here. So next what you do is you take a Sharpie marker and you go over top of it, and you want to do some black lines so then you can see it on the window. All right, after I was able to do one design, I folded it in half like this, and I took it over to the window and I traced it on the other side. And right now I've got 2. And now I'm going to do the rest of it down here. I'm going to trace that, so I'll fold it like this. So this will go underneath it, so I should be able to see through it and trace the rest of it. All right, at this time I was able to get them all traced, and I kind of like the design. I wish I would have done a little more work in the middle here to make some more design. But at this time, we start to talk about color and how you can add color. So for the first day, I want you to start thinking about working maybe with some Sharpies. You do not want to use like Crayola markers with this because we are going to add some paint to it. But we don't want to do the whole thing in Sharpies. So I'm going to do some cool colors in mine. So what I might do is I'll take like smaller shapes and get started with just adding some color. And I want to try to keep my radial symmetry throughout. So what I might do here today is I might start just kind of coloring in some solid shapes here to add a little color to get going. Since I did this one green, I want to try to keep that pattern going all the way through. So if I look over here, I'm going to do the same one here, this color. So it's fun because once you get one going, you can just kind of go with that color throughout. I could do a pattern as well, so I could change the colors as I went throughout, but I kind of like this to get started. All right, so I could do some more coloring there. And then the painting option is going to be right here. So we're going to use these here. These are very nice paints. And just a reminder that we don't want to mix the colors here. If you want to mix colors off to the side or mix them on your work, that would be the way to go. So let's just kind of refresh and review how to work with these paints. So sometimes they'll have water on them. If they don't, you can just get some water with a brush. And let's say I want to keep that cool color scheme going. So I'm going to do a little blue, get that color woken up, get a lot of juicy color on there, go back and forth, kind of wake it up. And then maybe what I want to do here is I want to kind of paint in and let the dark colors go on the edge, and then use a little water to kind of lighten it up. So I can kind of work here like so. Really working on staying inside those lines as you go. So I have it right here, so as you can see it's a little bit darker. And if I want to lighten it, I don't go back and get the color over here. I just go back and get some water, and I push the color down, and naturally it will lighten it up, and it'll give you kind of a nice gradual color change from dark to light. And I kind of like the look of that. If I wanted to, this might be kind of nice, I might want to change the color too, so it kind of goes from blue maybe to maybe a green here. Let's try that. So I clean my brush off, okay, and I'm going to move over into the green, wake it up, back and forth a few times, and then maybe what I'll do on this one is I'll start on this side, and I'll work into the blue and see what happens to give a nice color change here. Just let them kind of come together. All right, I'm just going to use water now, push them together. There we go. Naturally blend them in the middle of your work. Okay. So for today, as you get into the color part, think about things you could do with Sharpie markers. You can use colored pencils. Might be nice in some areas. And then the bigger areas, I'd like you to use some paints. All right, guys, can't wait to see what you come up with.